Advertising is based on one thing: happiness. And you know what happiness is? Happiness is the smell of a new car. It's freedom from fear. It's a billboard on the side of the road that screams with reassurance that whatever you're doing, it's okay. You are okay.
You're hunched in your chair, fingers hovering over the keyboard, waiting for a phrase to land, something smart, sticky, and brief enough to fit on a button that can't exceed 21 characters. On the other monitor, a live Slack thread fills with contradictory comments from a startup's CEO, product lead, and brand vibe consultant. They want the copy to feel both friendly and elite, timeless yet ultra now, and, just slipped in at the bottom, avoid any exclamation points, but also feel excited. You massage your temples, open a fresh doc, and remind yourself that this is the gig you fought to land. There's an invoice tracker open too. 3 clients occupy the past due column. One still claims their accounting department can't locate your W-9, even though you've sent it twice and walked them through filling out the address lines. Another says a small scope clarification must be resolved before payment, which really means they want fresh copy without admitting the project grew. The third actually went under last week, leaving its website and your unpaid landing page floating in digital purgatory. You wonder if a bankruptcy court has a filing line for creative labor performed. Then decide there's not enough time to find out. Your phone buzzes, a late-night voice message from a boutique skincare founder who previously okayed your tagline, glow bold, glow you, but now worries competitors might use the same pun. She wants 10 new options before her factory run finishes later tonight. You replay the memo twice to catch her phrasing, mostly because it's hard to understand between the club music in the background and her breathless excitement. The cursor blinks. You draft a slate of alternatives, no pun this time, just talking point sparkle, and send them off with a friendly note that you'll gladly hop on a quick call if she needs to refine tone. In the same breath, you flip to a Google Sheet where you're supposed to add 30 meta descriptions for a real estate site. The developer left comments in bright red. Make sure each snippet is 150 characters or less, includes target keywords, and sounds laid back. A second later, an email from the agency project manager appears, contradicting the note. He needs the mood urgent but optimistic to improve click-through. 2 bosses, 1 ask. You toggle back to the doc and try to combine laid back and urgent without writing copy that sounds like an auctioneer on Red Bull. Halfway through the 20th snippet, self-doubt slithers in. You open Twitter to scroll #copywriting tips and quickly recharge. A pinned post declares, if you're not charging $2,000 a day, you're leaving money on the table. You look up from the thread to the too short table you use as a desk, then calculate your expected revenue for this week. Generous math yields maybe $650, half of which arrives only if every outstanding invoice clears. A DM notification lights up. Someone saw your Medium piece on brand storytelling and wants you to ghostwrite a newsletter at a friendly rate. Your gut says friendly means free. You draft a polite thanks but no thanks, stop short, and change it to, could you share more about scope and budget, just in case. The Slack thread starts vibrating again. The CEO likes your new micro copy, but the product lead thinks buttons shouldn't invite, they should direct. The consultant suggests writing in second person. The lead counters that second person sounds too salesy. You snap a screenshot of their comments, stash it in a folder labeled Client Feedback Greatest Hits, and answer with a diplomatic burger. Compliment, solution, reassurance. The consultant reacts with a heart emoji. No one else replies. You press on. A friend messages you a link to a dream gig. A global athletic brand wants web copy for a campaign. Requirements: a decade of experience, proven results for Fortune 500 companies, ability to do video scripts, a daily content cadence, and a competitive budget, undisclosed of course. You imagine crafting a portfolio that shines big brand results, then remember the athlete brand's application portal times out after 15 minutes. Ghosted once, it'll probably happen again. Still, you bookmark the page, telling yourself you'll apply after knocking out the real estate snippets. Somewhere out of sight, your stomach snarls. You fetch the last slice of grocery store bread, toast it, spread generic peanut butter, and return to the screen. 15 meta descriptions left. You start stacking modifiers, carving characters, checking length in a browser extension that chooses now to crash. The restart eats precious minutes, and you move on to something else. A pro bono brochure for a friend's nonprofit. It pays nothing, but feels meaningful. They need tone uplifting yet urgent, and you almost laugh at how every client loves those two adverbs together. You sharpen headings, break paragraphs for white space, then notice a slogan repeating on two facing pages. You make a note to fix layout, even though editing design isn't your job, because it's easier than chasing paying clients who don't respect revision fees. A cold prospect pops up in Zoom 15 minutes early. He runs a crypto wallet startup, wants website copy, but first needs reassurance you get the culture. You nod through a 30-minute jargon dump, blockchain, NFT utility, tokenomics, scribbling notes you'll decipher later. He finishes with, "I need it next week, but it should be easy for someone like you." You quote a rush fee. His eyebrows race upward like helium balloons, and he mutters that he'll circle back. You pretend not to watch the tiny video rectangle shrink into darkness, then stare at your reflection. Dark circles, uncombed hair, that familiar imposter hovering behind your shoulder, asking why anyone should pay 4 figures for words arranged in brand-specific order. Back in the real estate sheet, 2 meta descriptions are flagged red by the dev's auto-validation. You count characters manually, trim an adverb, and they pass. The client's Asana notification pings within seconds. "Grit progress, any chance we can see first drafts of emails today too?" You calculate word count left in the day versus the energy left in your caffeine-soaked veins. You answer with the polite freelancer's reflex. "Absolutely, drafts coming soon." Mid-sentence, a memory surfaces. Your pledge to yourself, to write personal essays again, the ones that got you into words in the first place. The draft folder is dusty, last updated before your schedule filled with brand voice guides and microcopy. You promise you'll carve an hour tomorrow. Same promise you made last week. The email app chimes. 1 invoice paid. 45 days late, but it arrived. Relief flickers. You move the money into the account that auto-pays rent, leaving just enough for groceries and your next Adobe subscription withdrawal. Headlines for that nonprofit brochure still loom. You've delivered 4, but they ask for 6 more just in case the board wants variety. You glance at your to-do list. Every bullet has sub-bullets. Every checkbox multiplies. 3 revisions for free on a $300 package. Anything more means scope creep, but clients rarely see those boundaries. You toggle caps lock off because your pinky aches, then force another headline. It's decent. You add 2 safe synonyms. Call it done. A new Slack ping. The startup's brand consultant tightened your button copy into 16 characters by removing 2 words and adding an emoji. The CEO loves it. You sigh, accept the changes, and remind yourself the end user will never know how many micro-wars happened in the comment threads. Late-night eyes blur. You yearn for the mythical, deep focus, but deadlines scatter attention like pennies on pavement. The Chrome tabs multiply. Brand guidelines, synonym finder, competitor audits, payment portal FAQs. A calendar reminder flashes. Draft social post promoting your own services. Your brain rebels. Self-promotion feels like shouting into a void already echoing with louder, shinier shouts. The CEO asks for one last pass before dev freeze, tags it as priority. You clench your jaw, brush back hair you haven't washed today, and dive in. Somewhere in the editing haze, you catch a typo in the consultant's revision. You correct it quietly. No one will see, but the interface now bears your silent signature. Back at the screen, you compress files, attach docs, send the final Slack note with a cheerful emoji. For a beat, silence reigns. Then the consultant types, "Perfect, thanks." You lock the laptop, exhale, and let tight shoulders slump. Another day's word count conquered. Another cluster of invoices, revisions, and half-promises in limbo. You're too wired to sleep, but too spent to create something for yourself. It's tough to be a copywriter, but the love you have for creating copy reminds you how much joy it brings you when you use your clever and quick wits. You are the modern Don Draper in the advertising business, and no one can take that away from you. You're inspired by reading and movies and television shows, because you are an embodiment of what you consume. If you've made it through this unvarnished scroll of freelance life, smash that like button and subscribe to the Cinema Roller YouTube channel. See you on the next one.